Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Tell you what, yesterday was a good day out here. Ended up about right around $540-ish mark. It's a good day. So we're going to try to double it up today, or at least have a good day. Last time I was out here on a Sunday, it was like $300. So we're going to see if we can do it. I've got us loaded down today, y'all. Look here. I've up some 3-pounders. I had to bottle up some more 1-pounders. I had to go get jars and bottle up some more pints. I increased the amount of hot honeys I had here from yesterday. Hey, Brian. Obviously got all the creamed honey samples out here without fear of them melting today. Yesterday was a great day out here, and hopefully we can do that again today. No guarantees, but I've got us loaded down this morning because yesterday I had to go bottle in the middle of trying to sell, because I sold out it was getting kind of low on 1-pounders and 3 pounds, and I totally sold out of pint jars. I had to go get some more pint jars yesterday after we got done. I had to put some hot honey in the warmer to get it ready to go. And then, of course, we got the flavors. And I'll tell you what. Hey, Brian, let me tell you something, son. Yesterday, I ordered 2 of the feather flags and 3 more local honey signs. So I'm going to put the honey flags probably at the side of the driveway there, on that side, probably one on that side, and probably one on the other side. I got a table cover, one of those spandex ones, to cover the table that have honeybee logos on it. So stepping up the game as far as my table. This community never seems to amaze me. Yesterday we did right around $540 in sales, mostly cash, a little bit of Cash App. And I still had people asking, hey, when are you gonna be out there again? I said, tomorrow. They said, we'll be there. So we'll see. And oddly enough, it wasn't one of those things to where it was just like a line back to back to back to back people. It was just kind of chill. Just sit out here. A couple people would come. The ratio of creamed honey or a jar of specialty honey to runny honey was about 1-to-1. So just about everybody that bought a regular honey bought a jar or more of flavored honeys. Like I'd have somebody buy a pound of runny honey, but then they might buy 2 or 3 jars of different flavored honeys. So yeah, we're getting it together. We're getting it together slowly but surely. Also have some wax molds or candle molds coming today. I got my wax melter yesterday. I don't know if it's a good wax melter or not. I'm not an aficionado on wax melters by any stretch of the imagination. However, Vevor, and I know people automatically shake their head when I say Vevor, but Vevor had a 10-liter wax melter for $66 on Amazon. So I was like, I'd rather gamble with $66 for a candle wax melter than several $100s on a wax melter. And see, I don't even know if candles will sell. I'll have to bring out another table, or at least rearrange the table I've got, because right now I just have the flats of jars there, and I'm going to change that up. As I sell more, I'll be able to just do like 3 of this, 3 of that, 3 of this, right? And that way, and then keep the rest of my truck, right? So I could just restock it and have everything on there. But yeah, definitely got some holiday Christmas molds that are supposed to be here today and tomorrow, and the wax melter came yesterday. I got about 40 pounds of beeswax, probably a little bit more actually than 40 pounds. So we're gonna try to see how that goes, just kind of slowly increase things. But I've even contemplated And I don't know. I'm not out here every weekend, and next weekend is Florida's beekeeping conference, so I'm not going to be out here next weekend. I contemplated having paying my niece for the day to come out here and sit or something like that. I don't know. So we'll see. They could use the money, and as long as we do, a bunch of honey sales, then it's not really an issue. But it's just an idea at this point. So at any rate, just to give you an idea, I mean, guys, this is what I do. I mean, it's not rocket science by any stretch of the imagination. I just set my honey out and with the sign and wave at people as they go by. Now, fortunately enough, I do have good traffic that happens on this road that I can wave to people. I mean, it's not crazy like a main road, but it is, one of the main, I guess, country roads around here. And I just set it out. Also, I will tell you this. The peanut butter and jelly creamed honey. At least that's what I'm calling it. It's basically peanut butter creamed honey and strawberry creamed honey in the same container. I was kind of forcing people to taste that yesterday. That was the first, hey, I've got something you got to try. And then I would, let them taste it. I only made 2 of those because I wasn't sure if it was going to mix and if it was going to look like vomit or something. You know what I mean? We just didn't know when I made the first one. And it turns out that my sample that I was letting people taste, one guy tasted, he says, I want one of those. And I said, well, I've got one in my freezer or my refrigerator. So I went back up to the house and grabbed it and sold it yesterday. So it is working. People do like it. The texture is good. So if you have the wherewithal to do that, it's probably a pretty good thing for you to try. Especially, when you're talking about kids and being more natural, no sugar added, that kind of thing. Parents are trying to get healthy stuff for their kids, and it seems to work well for them in that instance. Let me see. Oh, I did make a batch of a new flavor yesterday. It is bourbon vanilla bean. Bourbon vanilla bean. I thought it was going to be more like just, vanilla milkshake looking with some specks in it. No, it was dark like bourbon. It was definitely dark like bourbon. It's setting up now in the refrigerator, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, I think the main thing that I like to see with my local people that come here is you can see the lights and wheels start turning when you let them taste a few things, and they start to see that honey is just not liquid honey. You can do lots of things with honey, and the light bulb kind of comes on. Oh, I want to try the lemon. That's kind of the buyer's remorse proofing your business, right? So somebody doesn't buy it and say, oh, well, that sucked, I didn't like it. Because I let them taste it first, they know what it's going to taste like, right? So when they buy it, it's like, well, I tasted it, maybe I don't taste something, and they're like, I don't like it. Like someone tried the espresso, and I'm not a coffee drinker, so it's not my gig at all, but somebody had asked me for it, so I made some. Turns out that in the process of moving my samples in and out, it's not quite hard like it is in some instances. So a lot of the espresso and stuff had come to the top. I'm like, oh, you need to dig a little bit deeper, but they just didn't really. And they ended up with a mouthful of espresso. And I mean, they ate it, don't get me wrong, but they weren't fans. And I don't blame them. That's fine. They ended up getting a couple other flavors that they did like. So at any rate, I'm just getting set up out here. I had to get up this morning and bottle some 1-pounders and, make sure everything. And the worst thing for me is just dragging it all down here. So we're gonna try to make a way to do this a little more efficiently. And this amazes me how you can have honey on one bottle. I actually overfilled 2 bottles and I washed them, and that's one of them. You see the bees on there, and the other one is right there. And they find it and clean it up immediately. And then I had one of my hot honeys was dripping yesterday, and it is still dripping for whatever reason, and they found that. But it adds a little ambiance to the table when people say, "Oh, well, look, the bees like it." The bees like it, so it must be good. But anyway, guys, I'm just waiting on my first customer here, and thought I would chime in with you guys. I'll tell you what I have done. 2 times in a row I've been out here. I've had a drink, and when I get down to the bottom, I find out there's a bee in the bottom of it. Not a fun experience, but it happens. Whatever. But hopefully today goes as good as yesterday. Are you guys having a good weekend? Bob and Roberts, 31 flavors, exactly. If they need it, they can have it. And hopefully at this pace, I was having a conversation with Brad last night. At this pace, I don't know if I've got enough honey to make it till next harvest. Knock on wood. I mean, it's been a good sales season so far, and I know there's some beekeepers around me. Heck, one of them goes on Charlie's show almost every week. He's about 45 minutes from here. Maybe he's got some honey that he's willing to part with. I don't know how his sales or where he sells it at or anything like that, but maybe he's got some or something like that I can get for him. Hey, Charlie, good to see you. In golden honey we trust, right? If I was in Alaska, if I lived in Alaska or up north, I believe my honey brand would be called Yukon Gold. Yukon Gold honey. And I think that fits the area. It fits what you're selling, golden honey. It would be quite nice. But yeah, we're just sitting out here chilling. I haven't even opened up my first monster this morning. They came out with a new flavor, and they've got me hooked already. I had 1 can, and I was like, oh, now I got to go find some more. It's called Bad Apple, and it tastes kind of like an apple juice, apple cider, and it's pretty good. So if you're a monster drinker and you see Bad Apple, give it a shot, because it's probably not going to be around for long, and they'll do away with it and have something else. And hopefully I don't have 30,000 bees come and raid me. Hopefully they clean it up really quick and get the heck out of here. So we'll see. Hey, Jags, good to see you, buddy. We're just out here at the table chilling today. And if you don't have one of these, I would get one of these. It's just a backup battery. I actually have my phone hooked to it, so I'm not draining the battery while I'm doing a live. I'm draining the backup battery instead. But anyway, I am planning to be in, I guess, is it Winter Garden, Brian? Winter Garden, Florida next weekend for the Florida State Beekeepers Association meeting. And then come home. And then I think a couple weeks later, there's the one in Tampa. So it's going to be a busy next 3 weeks or so. But yesterday was a good honey day for me out here. Not the best day I've had, but it was a good day. So we'll see how today shapes up, and I'll try to give you guys updates as the day goes along. It's not a flex. It's just kind of showing people what I do. And, there's people that sell their honey much faster than me. Brian and Jen, I'm sure they sell it way faster than I do, being at shows and exposing different people to it. I just kind of do this for the local people right now. And my thing is, for me, I want to make sure I have honey to make it till next honey season, right? And that's still quite a bit of ways. And at this pace, if I sell, $500-$600, well, it wouldn't take. I'll hit 600 for the weekend today, easy. Last time I was out, I hit $600. It doesn't take long if you're just doing $10 a pound. $1,200 is 120 pounds, right? So 2 5-gallon pails. So basically, I guess I'm selling a 5-gallon pail a weekend type of thing. Yeah, Mike, it's probably, I don't know, it's probably 60 something right now. And it's not supposed to get much hotter than this today, so it should be nice. Should be a nice day. I had somebody come stop by wanting to get my barbecue sauce yesterday. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to make. I just need to figure out how I can make it in scale cheaper than what I made it last time, because people really enjoyed that. And, I might have to use 3-pounders for that. 3-pound jars, the bigger jars. I told him I could make him a big bottle, but I don't know if he could afford a big bottle, right? With what you need to make to be profitable on the barbecue sauce. So we'll see. But he stopped specifically yesterday to get to try to get some barbecue sauce. So in that case, I actually used my hot honey last year. It was a hot honey barbecue sauce, so just added a little bit different profile to it. I shouldn't have to make hot honey this season, even though it is selling more. Last year I put up 60 jars of it, so should be fine, right? Should be fine. But at any rate, you guys have a good day, and I'll try to reach back out in a little while if things pick up. Otherwise, it could be a short day out here. All right, have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.